Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joe. So you already know what this video is going to be about. You already know I've been doing the Alice in Borderland season 1. So this video is going to be about the last episode of Alice in Borderland. We have seen all the episodes and I'm ready to talk about this last episode. But before I talk about it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Today's video is about episode 8 of Alice in Borderland. I'm a little disappointed, guys. I'm a little bit disappointed because episode 8 wasn't horrible, but it didn't live up to episodes 6 and 7. So let me start from the beginning. So it starts you off with Aguni still on like a killing rampage, and he's basically saying like, okay, kill everyone here. I don't like giving no F's basically. Arisu comes in and accuses Aguni of being the witch. Aguni beats him up, but Arisu gives reasons as to why he thinks Aguni is the witch. He basically calls him out by saying, listen, I see the pain in your eyes. I know it was you who killed the Hatter, and it looks like you guys are best friends. Is that not true? And then Aguni gives a flashback, and we kind of felt bad for Aguni this episode. As much as you didn't want to feel bad for Aguni, we kind of felt bad for him because it gives us a flashback, but it shows us that the Hatter and Aguni were best friends, and the Hatter wanted to start the beach off to get somebody to give people a place to relax. But then you can see it through Aguni's eyes that he basically saw his best friend turn into this monster. And even I think the scene where he walks in on the Hatter in front of all these dead people and then watches the Hatter beat some guy up for not giving him the card was very tough for him. It made me almost cry. It made me almost cry because it was kind of like, oh my god. Okay, the Hatter was portrayed as this crazy person from the jump, but he started off as just a regular person who just wanted to give people a place to come to feel safe. And it ended up with him going crazy. And I can understand why Aguni was mad about that, because he's kind of like, you guys made him go crazy. When really, the Hatter made himself go crazy. He didn't have to make the beach. He didn't have to build this utopia, but he did. That's what he wanted to do. He didn't have to make the rules that he made, but he did. So in my head, I think the Hatter made himself go crazy. But I can understand how being a best friend and not being able to help your best friend can hurt you. And I kind of assumed it was him who killed the Hatter. You just know. I think I said this in the past video. I definitely assumed it was Aguni who killed them. It's just, that's obvious right there. The boots and the build, you just know it was him. But to know when he did the flashback and it showed that he only killed him because he thought the Hatter was going to kill him first, because he was basically telling the Hatter he doesn't want to do this anymore, that he can't hold back Nidagi anymore, and that he thinks they should shut the beach down. And the Hatter has this rule where, death to all traitors. He pulled a gun out and pointed it towards Aguni. Aguni killed the Hatter thinking that he was gonna kill him first. Only this is where it really gets sad, because Aguni realizes there was no bullets in that gun. So I think the Hatter did that on purpose. I think he did that because he wanted to die. I think there was no bullets in that gun, and he pointed it towards Aguni because he knew that Aguni would shoot him, and he wanted to die. He didn't see no way out of this, and he wanted to just get it over with and be done with it. And I don't blame him. I would want to die too. I'm in this utopia. I built this thing around me. I've gone crazy. I would want to give up. I don't see no way out. And this is where we learned that the collecting all the cards part and being able to go home once you collect all the cards was a lie. So I didn't see that one coming. I didn't know it was a complete lie. Although I think I told you in the last video that I didn't think it was true either. So I was kind of correct on that. So I was 2 for 2 here. Aguni's giving us flashbacks, and you kind of feel very sorry for him, because it's kind of like he saw his friend go crazy and he couldn't do nothing about it, and that's what's leading him to go crazy now, because he feels guilty for killing his friend when he didn't have to. So of course he wants to punish all the people that led his friend to this, but also be punished himself. Because at one point, while he was done beating up Arisu and the crowd was all jumping on him, he was fighting back, but he wasn't fighting back hard enough. It was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna take this, and he screamed at one point. You can see like he was in pain. So for the beginning part, it was very, very sad. Like the episode started off sad. It definitely made you feel for Aguni. At least made me feel for Aguni. He saw his best friend go crazy, and he didn't know what to do, and he thought his best friend was about to kill him, so he shot first. So it made me feel bad for Aguni, definitely. While all this is going on, while Aguni is being confronted by Arisu, Arisu basically telling him, hey, listen, it's okay. I know what it feels like to kill your best friends. It's a crappy feeling, but we can get through this. So while all this is going on, Arisu also comes to the conclusion that Aguni, he backtracks. He basically says, okay, actually you're not the witch, but you did kill the Hatter, and Aguni confirms that. And he basically says, we have to start thinking how the game master would think. We gotta start thinking that there is a solution to these games that we're playing where no one has to die. And then he goes, the witch is actually the girl, the dead girl herself. The witch is actually the girl that stabbed herself, which I didn't see that coming. I was wrong. In my past video, I said I thought the Hatter was the witch, and I thought the Hatter was still alive, so I was wrong. But I didn't see, that was a good plot twist, but I didn't see that coming. I didn't see the witch being the actual girl that stabbed herself. So I found that pretty cool, because it's kind of like, dang, just kind of, they played it very psychological here. They played it to where you automatically assume it's other people that's the witch, and you don't think, and you don't sit there and think, hold on, what if she killed herself? So that was a smart play by the show. I like that. While Arisu's trying to tell Aguni this, Aguni's like not trying to hear it. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm the witch, kill me. Not even trying to let Arisu like throw the girl into the fire so that they can win the game. This is when the other girl that was a Momoka, I believe that's her name, Momoka, or is that the dead girl name? This is when the girl that was basically friend that came in with the girl that's dead goes ahead and tells Arisu, okay, listen, I have a distraction. I'm gonna distract him, and you go ahead and throw that girl in the fire. And she walks out and goes, I have a confession, I'm the dealer. And this laser shoots down and kills her. That's when you start to think, okay, hold on, something's going on, because she wouldn't, why would the laser immediately kill her just by her saying that sentence? So it kind of had us thinking right there, okay, what's going on? This is where I got a little confused. It is a great distraction because now everyone's really confused at what's going on. And here comes Anne, and she says the girl is the one that actually stabbed her own self. So Aguni was proved wrong here. So the beginning part of this episode really does end up starting off really, really well. I liked it. It had a plot twist that I didn't see coming. I didn't know it was the girl that killed her own self. I didn't know. And then it gives you some suspense of what does this girl mean by she's the dealer, and why did a laser just come down and kill her? It does start off with a little bit of suspense. And then this is when all hell picks up again. So Aguni is done fighting people once the girl dies. And then none other than Narugi walks in, just shooting everybody. And I'm a little confused because that fire should have like killed him. Like he should have the finest 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree burns. Like he should be dead. But this man is just alive and kicking it. I was kind of mad because I was like, oh my God, why aren't you dead? Like I was hyped for you to be dead. And again, this is where the show shows its dramatics. So while Nidagi is just shooting at people, he sees Arisu and Usagi tries to, I think Arisu and Usagi tries to attack him, but it doesn't end up working. And Nidagi takes the gun and points it at Arisu. This is where it gets very dramatic because this guy, Aguni, should have died. So he's almost about to shoot at Arisu when Aguni gets in front of Arisu and just run towards Nidagi. All the while Nidagi is just shooting at him. Aguni just takes him further into the fire, and we're led to assume that they're dead, that they both died. It was kind of dramatic in this part because, like, okay, Aguni just sacrificed himself, and Nidagi came back from the dead because he definitely should have been dead. So this is where it was kind of a little bit dramatic, but it worked. It gave Aguni a very sad ending. It made you feel really, really bad for him because, like, dang, he was a good guy in the games, and his best friend made him like a bad guy. Nidagi dies. And they finally able to throw the girl into the fire, and that's where the game concludes. Before they leave the house, Arisu looks down and he sees that the girl that the laser got shot down of, that her phone was on and it was recording. So he grabs the phone, and we're seeing the recording later on of what she recorded, which the episode did start off with the girls recording, but it didn't finish it and it didn't show all the parts. So we're able to see like the recordings later on. After they leave the house and stuff, they're looking and they're like watching the beach on fire, just going down with all this glory. And then we see Shuntaro and Hikari like inside grabbing the last card. But Shuntaro, like Hikari said, is very persistent, because like, sir, this resort is literally on fire and it's literally going down, and you're over here still worried about a card. So where's the sense here? I don't know. I really want to like Shuntaro. I really want to like him, but he's making it very hard. He's making it very hard to like him. But it also shows that the Swordman guy wasn't dead. I thought he killed him, but he wasn't dead. He was just sitting there against a wall with fire all around him and basically sacrificing himself too, willing to die. A lot of people died in this episode. Now, it wasn't good people that died, so I mean, the two girls, you could say, but they were in on it the whole time. So the beginning part, bomb. It was a banger. I liked it. Everything was good about the beginning part of this episode. So here comes like the second part of this episode, where Arisu and Usagi are looking at the video the girl made, and we basically see that the girls were dealers and they set up the games, and they go into the game sometimes to confuse people, or like they mix in with the crowd basically. So they already knew what the games were gonna be, how to defeat the games, because they were the ones setting up the games. But if they were to ever say that they were the dealers, they get shot with a laser. And it shows us in the video the room underneath this subway station, where we assume is the game master's room, and it's just a whole bunch of people. This is where it kind of gave Squid Games, where we got to see that there are people, like where the people come in with the masks, and then they like sit down and they literally watch like the people in the final Squid Game die, and they're just laughing and having a good time. This is what's happening here. The recording goes ahead and like shows like the room filled with all these people, watching them play all these games, laughing at them, betting, putting on bets, and basically like happy when they lose and happy when someone dies. And it's kind of like, okay, this is very twisted. When Arisa said these must be the game masters, I was like, I didn't think that was gonna be the case, because there was too many people there for it to be the game masters. Now these were probably the game controllers, so these were all dealers. That's what I believe. I believe these were all dealers. I don't think any of them were game masters. So Arisu and Usagi, like the basic dummies that they are, goes ahead and tries to find a room, and they do end up finding it. And when they walk in, they see that everyone has been killed by the lasers. They're assuming it's because they won the game, so that means they automatically lost. And in the room, surprisingly, walks out Shuntaro and Hikari. They were already there. Again, we want to love Shuntaro, but we can't. So earlier on in the episodes with the apartments when they were playing freeze tag, Shuntaro found a note in one of the taggers' like pockets, and he concluded that it was a map to the station, and that's how he got there. Which is kind of like, you gotta be very smart to look at a drawing like that and like figure it out, because I would have been like, this is just scribbles, like this isn't nothing. Shuntaro ends up figuring it out, and they're all there, and then the room lights up, and we see who we assume is the game master. The person that shows up on the screen is the girl, which I didn't catch her name, so I'm gonna pop it up over here. The person that pops up on the screen is the girl that was next to, that Nidaki first pointed a gun at when they were voting to see if Aguni would be king. Now I feel like this plot twist could have been a little bit better. I feel like they could have chose someone that we've been seeing to pop up on that screen instead of her, because we only really saw her for like one part, and then she wasn't there anymore. So it wasn't the best person to choose to be like the game master, or for us to assume that she's the game master. Like, I feel like it should have been Aguni, or it should have been Shuntaro himself, or it should have been like Nidagi. Like Nidagi would have been a cool plot twist, or it should have been the Hatter. Like anybody but her. She was only there for like 1 episode. We only saw her for like 1 episode and that was it. She basically says that now they're gonna be playing for face cards. So I'm assuming the games are gonna be a lot harder now because of the fact that they're playing for face cards. So let's see. And the episode basically ends with all of them on the street awaiting the face card games. Like I said, this episode was good. So while I'm talking about it now, I'm thinking, okay, this episode actually was pretty good. But I feel like the plot twist of who the game master actually is, or who we're assuming the game master actually is, could have been better. Like it could have been somebody completely different. I don't know why they made it her. I just don't think she was around enough for it to be like a big plot twist. The episode was good. It was good. I'm not even gonna lie, it was good. I take back my statement earlier. The episode was good. I liked it. It was definitely a good season finale. It definitely almost made me cry with the Aguni part. It made me feel sorry for Aguni. It kind of gave me an insight of like why he's doing the things he's doing, and it definitely made me want to be like, give me a hug, Aguni, just give me a hug. Netflix did confirm there's gonna be a season 2 coming next year, so let's see. I'm actually kind of excited for it. I'm not excited for it, but I will watch it. So I don't think they said what month next year, but it is supposed to be coming next year, so I'm holding y'all to y'all word, Netflix. I'm holding y'all to y'all word. All in all, this entire season was good. I definitely am gonna watch season 2 because it did give me a lot, and I have a lot of questions still, so I have to watch season 2. But this entire season itself was very, very good. Going back to earlier on my first video when I said it was better than Squid Games, I think it's toe-to-toe with Squid Games. I feel like if it just would have meant, I feel like it would have been better than Squid Games if it just went like an extra mile. But I think Alice in Borderland and Squid Games are actually toe-to-toe. Like neither one is better than the other. I give episode 8, because I've been rating all these episodes, I give episode 8 a 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, around there, because I feel like it could have been a little better as a season finale episode, and it could have had a better plot twist, but it was still a good episode. So I definitely give it like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and then I give the season in general an 8 out of 10. Because it had some episodes that were really, really good, like episode 1 through 3 and 6 and 7, but it had some episodes that weren't as good, like episode 4 and 5 and episode 8. I give the entire season as a whole an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for tuning into my video. I hope you're having a very great day. Alice in Borderland was a very fun series to watch and a very fun series to review. Thank you guys for watching all of my videos on it. If you have, and if you haven't, what are you waiting for? Go watch the other videos. Hello. I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I go, I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope you're having a great day. I love you. If you think you're not enough, just know that you are enough. And there's always a friend in me. You're very beautiful, you're very smart, you're very handsome, and you're very much loved. Don't think you're alone in this world, because you're not. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. And with this I say, peace.